All right, we have arrived. Marvel Live Evo special, pre-Evo special. I'm sorry, let me respect next week's episode when we come back right after Evo on the Tuesday following immediately. So don't forget about that. But the pre-Evo special, this is a colossal week. I know this is kind of being touted as we've done this before, but it's a little bit of a different feeling, a little bit of a different sentiment now. The last appearance at Evo for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and boy is it going out with a bang. If you thought that this game was going to limp in at the finish line, you're absolutely wrong. There are exhibitions all weekend long, all kinds of different parties, salty sweets, I mean, literally name it. Whatever you want, Marvel vs. Capcom related. Of course, Infinite's going to be live at the event as well, the playable versus demo. They said the latest playable versus demo, so that's pretty interesting. I don't know. We'll get into that, what that might mean or what that might not mean later on. But thank you everybody for tuning in tonight again to the pre-Evo show. We do have a little bit of some other events going on that we have to talk about. They're very sick. They're very cool. I know this is Evo week, and I know it's all on the head, but we definitely don't want to do any disrespect to a really phenomenal event. So we'll be going into that first this evening. But even before that, we almost had the full crew tonight. We were so close. Unfortunately, Kyle had to take the night off. He has some stuff going on with work, but you better believe the rest of us are here. We're large, we're in charge, we're in full effect. So I'm going to go ahead and announce our crew members for the evening, starting with you, Jonas. Again, the sixth man of the year. Thank you, the man behind the Twitter.
What's good?
Good to see you, dude. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You stoked?
Excited. Yeah, I'm excited for you. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Let it all out,
I can't wait.
Yeah, so Jonas, you will be attending, so I will see you there. Marcus, who is joining us this evening. What's your Evo status right now, bud?
I'm gonna be watching from the sidelines.
Hey!
All right.
You stoked, man? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited to watch, dude. I already told the fiance, I was like, hey, I'm not doing anything this weekend because it's Evo weekend, so we can chill on that. But I was like, hey, I'll be free. I'll be free after 10 on Sunday.
Exactly. It's a stacked week, starting with Thursday. So definitely tell your loved ones goodbye for a few days. Sam, good to see you this evening. You will be attending Evo this year.
Yes,
with us,
I
of
will.
course. You will be playing a pretty huge role. Are you excited for Evo?
Yes, obviously. I'm always excited for
I know.
Evo, and I'm excited because this year's Evo has so much Marvel.
Yes.
Like, it's the last year of Marvel 3 and all this and all that, but there's so many things going on for Marvel, so I'm super excited, and I have to talk about it.
Yeah, and you are very hands-on this year, so we'll talk about the role that you're going to be playing and a lot of this this action that's going to play out through the week. But before we get to that, Seif, man, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you, brother. You are also going to Evo as well.
Tuning in?
Yeah, you're tuning in.
Wait,
Look at
what?
you. You're tuned in.
I mean,
Well, I mean, you're here. I said thanks for joining us. I said the whole 9 yards.
you're whack. I'm gonna body you in pools.
We are in the same pool. Dude, I mean, we know
Don't
how that
come
goes.
see me.
You already,
Don't come see me.
You already
Don't come
put me
see me.
away. So, like, why do we...
Don't come see me.
We don't have to pretend. I mean, you definitely already body me at KIT, but it's going to be fun to play again. I think we're on the other side, right?
Yeah, I have like nobody on my. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get there. Our pool is really interesting. Yeah, we'll talk about that with some of the criticisms and comments about the Evo pools and some other things as well. But like I said, we do have some business to get to. I don't want to just go ahead and put the cart before the horse here. I want to talk about Canada Cup Vancouver. That did happen on July 1st and 2nd, I believe. So it was the weekend of July 4th. Which was on a Tuesday, so it was like the weekend right before, and it was an 8-player invitational. Only 7 attended, I believe. The invited names were Justin Wong, Champ, Chris G, Ray, Jabril, who did amazing, absolute amazing job, Kyle P, K-Brad, and Angelic. Angelic was the one who ended up not making it out. So this event flew under the radar a little bit. It was pretty specialized. It was an 8-man round robin situation. They were playing first to 5, so it was very, kind of trying to make statements here, really get the sets out. The way, Marcus, you I believe you wrote this up, but it was the top 4 advanced, right, on the day 2 of the Invitational?
Yeah, the way it was set up was they play a round robin first to 5, and then the 4 players with the best records would advance to play on Sunday in another round robin that was first to 10.
Yeah, and the play was sick. The quality was sick. I did catch some of it. It was really fantastic. I was on the way to Detroit, so I didn't get to see all of it, but I did get to see some, and it was phenomenal. I think the first 3 that were eliminated were Wong, Ray, and Kyle. So they were the 3 who fell out of. There would have been a 4th, but again, there was not an 8th attendant. And then the first place finisher was Chris G, who did not lose. Correct. Second place was Jabril, who beat F Champ. Because they played again, another round robin set. Excuse me, I should clarify. On the second day of the round, they played more round robin sets. Ended up being Chris G, swept everybody. Jabril went 2-1, beat F Champ, but did lose to Chris. And then third place was F Champ, fourth place K-Brad. K-Brad ended up going 0-3. So I love the format. That's what I just want to say that. I basically wanted to talk about just this format, if nothing else, because I love seeing it. I love seeing like mixed up Marvel, formats, kind of this Masters idea that they were kind of playing with, and getting more sets in different ways. Did anybody else happen to see it, to catch it live by chance? I think we were all kind of
I caught a little bit of it of the Saturday. Like I think it was like straight up. It was kind of poorly like marketed or advertised, because I remember them talking about it months ago, and then like I'm just like browsing Twitter and I see Ray, he had said something, and I'm like, oh shoot, that's today, and then like I peeped in, like they were halfway through the first set, and also it was I guess West Coast Canada, I guess Vancouver. Yeah. So like I'm Central, and I started watching it. I think it was midnight, or maybe midnight when it started. So they kind of started it mad late. I ended up watching it for about an hour and a half and falling asleep.
That'll happen, man. It was a little bit poorly advertised. Shout outs to Olympic, who's in the chat right now. Again, anybody's watching on YouTube, we do stream live 9 p.m. Eastern, first and third Tuesday. We are on an off week this week. Thank you to Spooky, who allowed us to have the extra week here so we could cover the week of EVO. But you can tune in with us live on the Twitch channel. Olympic in the chat says, long set Marvel is so different, and it's cool to see players adapt. I 100% agree. Like, it's very rare that we get to see long set Marvel, multiple contestants on a stage with stakes, a production built around it. Even though the promotion was a little low tier, do we know who actually commentated that? Because I saw a bunch of the other matches. I saw
it was a revolving door. Yeah. So I think
some of the players did. I remember.
Yeah. I think the grant or the final day, I think it was like Justin and like whoever else was free. But I know they were swapping out. So like I was watching early Saturday. It was K-Brad and Champ. Then K-Brad went to play, so then it was like Champ and Justin, then it was like Justin and Chris, so it was just depending on who was free.
The only one that wasn't playing, that was commentating, he's that Canada guy who's commentated a bunch of stuff before. He's pretty good, and he's also a part of that whole meme where F-Champ was white knighting over Sherry Jennings. Do you guys remember what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I remember.
What's his name, dude?
Is it the only Canada player? Is it Beiruti or?
No, it's not Beiruti.
No, it wasn't. It was like the long white guy. I don't remember his name.
I feel bad for forgetting.
We're all stunned here.
Yeah,
well, maybe chat will help us up. Maybe chat will throw us a bone. But I enjoyed it. I had fun. I was really happy to see it happen. I agree with you. It was announced like months ago, and then I feel like it kind of just happened. Like there wasn't a whole lot talked about it. They didn't send us anything, to put out for them. I reached out to them. I reached out to Lapchi, but hey, it is what it is. But hey, I'm glad it happened, and I was not surprised by the results. Jabril is sick right now. F Champ is in the training mode. He's trying to get back there. He's not quite there yet, like at his super potential for EVO, but he's trying. And he was really salty when he lost to Jabril. I know that, which is fair.
Dude, he played like garbage on the second day.
Yeah, he really
that was hard to watch for me. Because I think on the last show before, I made that point where it's like F-Champ never gets rusty, and then I had to like hold my shit super hard because I'm like, dang, that is a rusty mother. Yeah.
And we saw I saw some tweets of Justin and Champ playing like first to 50s and stuff this weekend, so I think maybe they felt that. Justin didn't even make it to the day 2 qualification, so it's like I said, EVO this week. Both those guys want to take a swing, be the only repeat champion, so I know it means something to them. I hope they shake the rust, however they can. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, it was fantastic. Anything else? Anybody else want to comment on this? Otherwise, we got a whole lot to move into. I'm really excited about it, and it's literally all over. I don't know if you guys see the agenda on the side of the screen here, but we made a big blue button just to make it obvious that we're excited to talk about EVO. So I'm gonna jump into it immediately because I real quickly want to just thank my buddy Ned, Not Enough Damage, Eddie Moo. Thank you for coming out and enjoying the weekend with me in Minneapolis. It was fantastic. We did the Kindergarten 1 on my personal channel, twitch.tv/kinderparty. Thank you, Chase FGC, for hooking that up. We got to play a bunch of sets, interact with the chat a little bit, took some phone calls. Jason Liu, he's got one of the salty sweets on the card that we're going to talk about tonight. He came on, talked a little bit about it. Benjamin EXE came by. It was fantastic. It was great. I can't wait for Kindergarten 2. I don't know when it's going to happen. It's going to be in August. And probably YLT Cole. So any Cole fans, any Nova fans, want to look out for that. Stay tuned. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Chase, for hooking it up. You guys ready to talk about EVO? I'm ready to talk about EVO.
Yes.
That was only 13 minutes in. That's impressive.
13 minutes in, we're on the nose, baby. So yeah, I'm very excited. Shout outs to Ace King Asu. I see you in the chat, man. The best of 5, the best of V. Crew who are on before us. We got another little shout out for you guys at the end of the show. They run a great podcast. The FGC podcast game is really stepping it up, so I'm really excited. He kind of approached us about doing a little bit more collaboration, so it's really cool. Thanks for being in the chat, man. But anyways, EVO, where do we even start? We literally have action to cover from, I don't know, the beginning to the end. Here's the nuts and bolts real quick, everything you need to know. It's in Mandalay Bay. It's this weekend. It's the championship of fighting games. If you are the EVO champion of your fighting game, you are freaking somebody. That is important, and we have finally arrived. We've talked about this so many times. We've gone through this emotional roller coaster where our game was like in this really awkward place, and where were we going to make it? What does the history of Marvel mean at EVO? We went through the donation drive. Remember all that work, guys? Remember all that work and all that time we spent? All that money we put in for something that was like 4 or 5 months away, and we were just so tired.
Bro, you're giving me the worst Vietnam flashbacks.
Dude.
Damn.
Here. We have survived the whole way, but we have made it to the EVO week. 648 entrants, 650 people. That's pretty good. We dropped from what? Does anybody remember what it was last year? I know, Marcus, you wrote it down.
781.
781. So we dropped a little bit over 100 for a 6-year-old game with a sequel coming out in the same year. No updates. Pretty good.
It's impressive how little we lost, considering,
Yeah, the dog.
We shouldn't feel too bad. We shouldn't feel too bad.
Dude, like, everybody used their EVO money for the fundraiser.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, we all went all in on this. We moved to another console again, to PS4, so we lost a lot of Xbox 360 heads. Like, things changed. We grew in some ways, we shrunk in others, but we have made it. And yeah, it feels great to be here, but we've got to bite this down into chunks. We got to take this day by day by day. We got to let the people know what they can expect when they show up on Thursday, what they can get on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the whole week long. Thursday night, guys. We got 2 on the card for you. I want to start with the PSG Classic because by now it is a classic. I think this is the fourth year that they've run this. I'm not completely sure. I know Cloud 805 has won like all of them, but it's going to be pretty tough for him to repeat this year, I imagine, especially with Ryan LV in the house, I'm sure. But all the details are currently on your screen right now. We are going to be Thursday night. You can see the UMVC3 there. It's $10 for the venue, $10 to enter to the tournament. 7 p.m. start. It's a little bit of leeway. I know they waited for some people last time, so if you're trying to make it from your flight, you're not sure if you can make it in time, give them a call or something. Let one of your friends know to let them know that you're coming, because they're pretty good about that. They know people are struggling to get in. But yeah, it's gonna be popping off, and this is like the. Has anybody here, Seif or Jonas, either of you guys ever played in one of these before?
No, unfortunately, I've always missed it.
I missed it this year, like last year.
Yeah,
but I'm going this year. You're going this year?
Oh, yeah, so you'll be at this one then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I get there early enough. Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. So it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna make it this year, unfortunately, but I did go in 2015. I got to play all kinds of players that I never really thought I'd get to play with. Tra, Priest, You know, a bunch of West Coast guys that you just don't really get to see, and it's a hyper competitive atmosphere because a lot of people there. It's kind of like the Gwinnett Brawl before final round. You know, everybody's already in town, but it's even bigger because it's like such an international presence. You never know who's going to show up, what's going down. It's really close to the venue, so you know it can turn out to be a really big blow up of a tournament. Like I said, I think Cloud 805 has won all of them. Does anybody think Cloud will win this year? Do you think he could do it? No?
Nah.
He's a melee player now.
Is there any version of Cloud that can show up on any version of a controller and you're like
2014 Cloud?
Yeah, I believe in
2015 Cloud.
2014, 2015 Cloud I could believe in for sure.
So if he can reach into the bag and dig out that time machine and find his old hair and his old swag, he can come back and maybe repeat, but yeah, it's hard to bet against Ryan LV in the like warm-up tournament, you know? In his hometown, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Ryan LV is arguably the favorite to Evo. I think the thing that's running against him is the size of Evo and the vastness of matchups and players, those kinds of unpredictable things. But he's not going to really run into that at the PSG, so I'm not sure. I don't know. I like Ryan LV. Does anybody not like Ryan LV in this? Yeah.
I only
No,
There's too many variables.
Is Chris G going to be there?
Is Chris G going to be at the PSG? I don't know. Does it matter if he is?
I would say Chris G has the best shot.
Of course. I mean, that's
or actually, what about the zeros? Do we know, like, you know, Jabril or Joey or
Jabril? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see Joey or one of the zeros doing damage.
Apology, man.
So we got a lot of chances for these matchups to happen before they potentially happen this weekend. So shouts to PSG. Again, they've run this for several years in a row now. It's always been fantastic talent. You can watch that on Press Start, twitch.tv/PressStartLV. That's their main stream. That's where all that's going to go down at. And yeah, if you're in the area and you just want to watch, come drop your $10, support a great venue, and go watch the sick Marvel tournament. They had food trucks and stuff outside last time I went. All kinds of snacks and stuff that you can kind of buy a la carte. Places to walk around, to eat. So yeah, definitely find your way over there at the level of venue. So yeah, that's only one of the things Thursday. We also have another high-profile exhibition match that has been kind of built up over these past couple months. It started with like a tweet. Was it Tupperware? Somebody compared them, Kyle P and Coach Steve.
Yeah, it was Tupperware.
It was Tupperware. So Tupperware is the one who instigated this rivalry, Best Spencer, kind of situation. And here we are. It's going down at the GamesWorks Thursday night party. It's being labeled as the FGC kickoff party. So it's not just Marvel. There's going to be other stuff there, other games being played, other exhibitions happening. The exhibition started at 8 p.m. This is Pacific, of course. So make sure that starts a little bit later than the PSG Classic. So maybe if you can't make one, you can go to the other. But yeah, Coach Steve and Kyle P are playing. I don't know what the count is. I tried to find it. I don't know if it's first to 10, first to 7, first to 5.
I think it's first to 10.
I guess, right? I would guess first to 10. That's like what you want to decide it, right? With, I don't know, first to 10. So we'll say first to 10 if it's anything else. But that is going on. Both of those are popping off that night. I want to do a quick around the table while we got the hot matchup on the card. Jonas, you already know you're the first gun. You're the first bullet in the chamber, dude. Kyle P, you're the Spencer. Kyle P or Coach Steve, who do you like in the set? First to 10.
I like Coach Steve.
Coach Steve, can you give me a number? 10, 10, 6, 10, 7? What do you think it's going to be?
Nah, it's going to be close. It's going to be like 10-8.
10-8? You think it's going to be that close? You think it's okay? Some people are saying it's going to be free.
Close.
10-8.
I don't think it's going to be free. Like, they're both like really good, right?
All right.
I mean, Kyle P is the best Spencer, but I feel like Coach Steve is the best Spencer player.
Nah.
So
Stop.
Okay. Stop. All right. So we got someone else on the phone who would like to give themselves opinion. Real quick before I get to you, Marcus, and your hot opinion. Shouts to the chat who's lighting it up right now. I see you, Rick Chunner. I see you, Pat. Most of these people are throwing up for Kyle P right now. Marcus, tell me a little bit about what you think of this exhibition.
I mean, I agree with everything that Jonas said. I think Steve is going to win. I think it's going to be close, 10-7, 10-8. Coach Steve is the best Spencer, and he's the most fundamental Spencer. And, No, like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I can't. I just can't.
I'm saying he's the best Spencer player. I think he's a better player.
No, no. Coach Steve is the best Spencer player and the best Spencer.
And you think Coach Steve is gonna win?
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said.
No, I'm saying Coach Steve. I said Coach Steve is the best Spencer and the best Spencer player. And he's gonna win. You said Kyle P's the best Spencer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you think he's the best Spencer player, and that he's gonna win?
Yeah.
At least I'm giving a point to Kyle. I'm giving something Kyle that he can hold on to after he gets bodied. You know?
I think if Kyle wins, it's gonna be because of his Virgil. I don't think it's gonna be because of his Spencer.
Really? Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly. How can you be the best Spencer?
That's
like,
I agree completely. Yeah.
You're right. Okay, you're right. I mean, that's what a lot of people are saying. This doesn't really necessarily decide who's the best Spencer, but it's like two Spencer players facing off, egos at stake. Persia, do I need to ask you who do you like in the first to 10 or first to maybe between Coach Steve and the other guy?
Let me think about this. Coach Steve obviously is gonna win. I mean, I love you, Kyle, but I mean, we could be honest here. Steve's gonna win. It's gonna be like 10-5 probably, and that's gonna be. I think Kyle P might go up the first few games, and then once Steve, gets past the tilt, he'll be fine.
So you think Steve's gonna control the madness?
Yeah.
You don't think Kyle P
I think it's gonna take him a couple of games, but then he'll be fine.
Okay, so you trust Steve from behind, is what you're saying. You're betting,
and not even from that much. 10-5, that's not that much.
Yeah, you're right. 10-5. Okay. All right, 10-5. That's the worst record we've had so far. We had, I think, 10-8, 10-8, and now 10-5. Steve, where are you at, man? Where are you at on this first to 10?
I really don't want to talk about it. I would like both these dudes. I have respect for both of them. But if I were to be 100% honest, I know I'd pick somebody. Okay, fine. Okay. So I've played these two pretty extensively.
Uh-huh.
And I have the utmost respect for Coach Steve. Every time I've played him, I think I have the best long sets with that dude. It literally comes down to, like, last game every time I play this dude.
Sure.
Unless Insane happens. Unless Insane comes out, then he has wrecked me before.
Sure, okay.
But Kyle, on the other hand, I don't know if it's because I play Tatsu and I play Patient or whatnot, but I do really well against him, and it's not even like I'm doing anything. It's like, I just gotta, like, it's like almost playing KBR, but KBR is like, it's way harder for me to deal with KBR's team than it is for Spencer. Like, Spencer already kind of like, it's hard for Wolverine. It's hard for him against Wolverine because he has great buttons and everything. But point being, I feel like it's really easy for me to let Kyle P just like run into himself, and then like the incoming just like bodies him, right?
Yeah,
so that's my experience with him. So I compare myself to like how Coach Steve plays, and he plays very patient, very neutral minded. He's gonna kind of like bob and weave, and he's gonna like expose the bad tendencies that Kyle P likes to go for, because like Kyle P, he's just a hype beast. He just wants to like look good. He cares so much about looking good. And don't get me wrong, like I'll agree with Jonas saying that and rephrase the statement saying that I think Kyle P has the best Spencer tech. He has the dirtiest incomings, like the confirmed game and the optimization super real with that team. So he does a lot of work with Spencer. But I think in a player style matchup, I think that Coach Steve, given some games, will definitely be able to like quell the beast that is Kyle P and kind of just like chill him the hell out. So I like coaching this.
I like that.
Maybe like 10-5, 10-6.
10-5, 10-6. I like that. So everybody picks Steve. That was a pretty good, and that pretty much summed up my thoughts exactly, how I feel about it.
I guess the only thing I want to add too is I think just Steve has more time. He has more experience in long sets because he's been playing so many like long sets with the New York guys, like first 20s with Flux, all that stuff he did with Prodigy. I don't really see that with Kyle P. Not that he doesn't have that experience, but I haven't seen it. But I know they respect each other a lot, because I think I saw something like Kyle P. never money matches really.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
It's not. Yeah.
He said like he doesn't do it. So I think this is definitely like a respect. There's no like bad blood or anything like that. They're just you know, like, hey, this is going to be a fun thing. I think Kyle P, though, is more of a tournament player, like a shorter set guy, where I think Steve is a better long set player. So,
well, I mean, y'all all said it. And shout outs to Fetus in the chat who brought this up. I see you. Shout outs to Fetus for getting free, by the way. Good job, dude. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. That's hard to escape the cops, man. Good job. Good job getting out of the Twitch jail. But yeah, we just saw the Canada round robin. I mean, that's long sets. It's first to fives, and Kyle didn't do so well. I know he was tweeting about it and he was talking about it, saying, you know, he wants to practice, get better for Evo, get into shape. But yeah, that's pretty telling. And when you got a first to 10 coming up, I don't know, but those matchups are a lot different. So he wasn't hitting, you know, any Novo players in that round robin. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited. That's you know, I love Spencer, and I hope it's similar to, like, does anybody remember the Cane Blue River and Fublat exhibition that, like, went off the rails?
Yes.
Yeah, like, really just, like, got
that was
stupid.
A great exhibition.
Yeah, got stupid good. Like, just absolutely absurd because, you know, Kane, you know, he prides himself on his optimization, you know, and stuff like that. But eventually they both just threw off the gloves, dude. They were just, like, scrapping. It was a win-by-2 situation. So I don't know what the terms are for Kyle P and Coach Steve, but I hope to see, I definitely hope to see the gloves.
I wonder how different the universe would have been if Fublat won that set.
Oh, man.
We don't need to talk about that. Speaking of Cane Blue River, he won't be at EVO this year. That's a bummer. So for people who are playing their EVO champion repeat fantasies, leave Cane Blue River out of it, and I believe leave Flocker out of it, right? I don't think Flocker's going. So
Flocker's not going. No, he's not going.
I'm so sad.
He told me he's not going.
Yeah, I'm like legitimately sad about Cane Blue River not making. I didn't know about Flocker, but yeah, that sucks.
That sucks. Yeah. So
I love hanging with Flocker.
Yeah, 2 champs not going to be on the card, but you know, it is what it is. They kind of got their own thing going on. So, but yeah, I like the exhibition. I think it's going to be sick. That's just Thursday, guys. I know we just got through like a lot of Marvel. That's just Thursday night. That's just what's going on at the PSG Classic. That's just what's going on at the FGC welcoming party, whatever they're calling it. That's $40, by the way, at the GameWorks. So if you want to get into that, there's casuals. They've got all kinds of things set up, little fun activities and stuff. But it will be $40 to get in and $10 to get in at the PSG. So shout out to everybody who's trying to get down on Thursday night. I might be able to slide into the GameWorks event, but I don't know. We're getting in pretty late. It's like 9:30, so... Anyways, that's just Thursday. Friday night. We got something going on Friday night. Not a lot of people know about this, but I definitely want to give it the plug and get the word out about the UMVC3 EX tournament that is being thrown. There's a $100 pop bonus being thrown into it. It's a free tournament, I believe.
Yeah. It's a $100 prize pot, and I think it's a free tournament.
Do you know a little bit more about it, Jonas? Do you know about like who's throwing it and things like that?
The creator, EMC. Game 650. Yeah. He's doing it in Jason Liu's Salty Suite. So I think the same Salty Suite for Saturday is gonna be the Street Fighter. The UMVC 3 EX tournament.
Yeah, that's sick. Shout out to EMC, who was one of the original Marvel podcast guys. Like, not ours, obviously, but he was running an operation and was doing it on SoundCloud and stuff, pretty sick. And was kind of like, in some ways, one of my inspirations to do Marvel Live. So I'm glad he's out there doing this. The mod is great. I'm glad he's throwing a tournament. The suite is going to be absolutely popping off. I'm very excited. That'll be Friday night in the suite. So if you want more information, I suggest either contacting at _, all one word, anime lover on Twitter, or at Game650. Those are on Twitter if you want to get some more information about what you can do, when you should show up, things like that. Definitely hit them up. So shout out to Friday evening. That's all I know of for sure that's going on Friday evening. Does anybody know of anything else that's popping off on Friday? I don't think so. No team events, no other suites. That's it.
Everybody needs to go to sleep early because pools are on Saturday, like super early.
Yeah, and I gotta commentate really early. Persia's gotta commentate really early. She's doing a lot of work on Saturday. We're about to talk about that. But yeah, let's talk about Saturday. That's the kind of the start of the big showstoppers. I'm gonna put a graphic up here on the screen from the one of the Evo suites that we'll be featuring Saturday night. This is from Jason Liu, so this is a salty suite. There's gonna be a whole lot of matches on this one. A lot of really good ones. This is a barn burner. It's free to enter. You don't have to get paid to get into the suite or anything. We'll be streamed by Kevin Aha, West Coast streamer. Shout out to Kevin Aha. I saw you in the chat earlier. Shout out to those birds, man. But yeah, look at this card, guys. Midwest versus Southwest. Dual Kevin, Joey D, Static Alpha, the big three holding it down for Midwest, and then the big three from the Southwest, Ryan LV, Angelic, and iHeartJustice. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. It's a Smash.Crew format. That means it's going to be, lives, kind of how the 3v3 went at Frosty Faustings between New York and Midwest. But let's talk about this real quick, guys. Do we disagree that those are probably the two best regions in Marvel right now?
100%, yeah.
Sam, can you bite the bullet on this and not be fake news?
Well,
yes.
See, this is the two best regions.
But I can't even deny their hunger about it, right? Exactly. So it's like they've been hungry this whole time. They've been grinding out this whole year, and so it's gonna be hype. And I do want to see both these regions play actually, because they're both really hungry for it.
There's a lot of good players and a lot of regions, but I gotta say that these are like the cream of the crop of their region right now. Very, very, very fantastic. And it's a crazy matchup. Obviously, Ryan LV, Angelic, iHeartJustice. That's a disgusting team. Anytime you have a team with Ryan LV on it, you're putting arguably the best Marvel player in the world right now on your team. And he's been on a hot streak. He's unstoppable. He's going to have to really survive in this Smash.Crew format, though. If he loses any rounds, those count as lives. He's going to be on borrowed time. Angelic, he's a beast, rushdown monster. Obviously, he's had success against Dual Kevin in the past. Dual Kevin did much better at Danger Room against Angelic. iHeartJustice and Joey D have a little bit of history from Danger Room as well. iHeartJustice did not do so well at the last exhibition he played in against Team NorCal. He lost to, I think, Neo or no, K-Brad. I don't remember which one it was, but he was the only one to take the L on the team. How do we feel about this, guys? Does anybody feel strongly one way or the other and wants to just volunteer their answer? Keep in mind the format. Ryan LV can't just go 2-3, with everybody and win this. He's got to hold out. What do we think about this, guys? This is hard to call. I mean, this is really hard to call. Is this not fair? I like Midwest. Of course I do. I'm Midwest. I'm all day, 100%, 24/7.
What's the order? What's the order we think?
We don't know.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, probably start Static for Midwest. Static first. Second's got to be. See, they could go either way with their second and third spots. Joey D and Dual Kevin.
All right. Well, then Southwest is probably gonna be Justice, Angelic, Ryan, right?
I would say probably so. You want to put Ryan in the back. Conserve as many games as you can.
So then, all right, we say that first matchup is Justice versus Static. Who do we like?
That's already really crazy. That's already
no. This is what's gonna happen. The first Midwest player is gonna beat Justice and Angelic, right? And then Ryan is gonna completely destroy the other two, and it's probably gonna be Dual Kevin versus Ryan first 2-3 or something, and that's hard to call. So I don't know.
So you think it's going to be a battle of the anchors here? The Titans are going to have to hold it down at the end. That makes sense. Who do we think the most likely Midwest anchor is? The chat is saying Dual Kevin.
Dual Kevin.
He's the most solid. But Joey, though, that could be such a
trump
card.
I know.
But Joey can be the trump card, but he can also be the momentum shift. Him and Angelic in the middle are such big momentum shifts, because depending on the matchup, they can win 3 straight, or it can be super close. They can go on a run, and that could be huge, especially in this type of Smash Talk set, this format.
You're right. It's really hard to call. Sam, you were kind of thinking maybe leaning on Joey D there. If you're assigning this team order, if you're their coach, if you're Midwest coach, you got the whistle in your hand, you got the jacket on. Who do you put in last? Who do you put in the middle?
Okay, for both sides?
Yeah.
All right, so I would probably kick it off on Midwest side, putting Joey D first, the Iron Shield, right? Just have him, because they're gonna have Ryan LV last. I would put Ryan LV last. Oh, see, it's hard to decide both, because now I'm just trying to figure out what's gonna be what. Well, I think if Joey D goes first, he has a good chance to, get the first 2 out of there, and if not, then we have Static Alpha, right? Okay. another step. He's also good, but that's like the shift, right? You go from playing against Joey, which is going to be like high octane, all crazy, and you know how Joey is, right?
Suffocating,
and then you have to play against Static Alpha. It's going to be completely different. And then, of course, if you get through all that, then you got to play against Dual Kevin. And Dual Kevin, as much as, you know, I want to sit here and be like, New York's the best. When you watch Dual Kevin play and, like, his decision-making and, you know, his spacing and all these other things, I'm just like, it's crazy that anyone's actually even beating.
I know, yeah. It's really hard to imagine Dual Kevin losing to anybody. He only lets himself down.
Chris G said it best. The game, he's too good for the game.
He's too good for the game, man. You're absolutely right.
And it's also Persia. I think he has family from New York, so it kind of counts.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He does make trips to New York.
Option select.
Yeah, I mean, look at these players. Dual Kevin, again, you said it best, Sam. He's rock hard. He's the anchor, you know, defense, spacing, decisions, what you want. It doesn't matter. Joey D, oppressive. Always stuff on the screen, you know, doesn't let you play. Static Alpha's a surgeon, you know, he catches you with one hit at the strangest part of the screen. He's converting into kills with Viper, and then it's Setup City, you know, Strider's coming in. It's not fun. Ryan LV, again, maybe arguably the most dominant player in Marvel 3 right now, teaming up with Angelic, Misfits Angelic, who's had, you know, he's had a rough year a little bit, but yeah, I think, you know, these are what he wants. He wants exhibitions. He wants to get the warm-up before EVO, so I would like to see him do well in the Midwest versus Southwest. And I Heart Justice, you know, you look at him, and he's kind of like the wild card, right? He plays this crazy team. He's really explosive when he wants to be. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This would have been a great homecoming. Don't get me wrong. If we didn't already have one on the card for this weekend, this would be a primo 100% homecoming. Maybe we can look at a rematch later this year. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, shouts to Midwest versus Southwest. We got other exhibitions on this card, guys. This is just a team tournament. Just a team exhibition. But, yeah, Jason definitely hooked it up. He made sure that the whole night was going to have it popping off. Not enough damage for Super Noon. First to 7. Coach Steve playing again versus I Heart Justice. First to 7. I Heart Justice playing twice this evening. And Wild T. Cole versus Static Alpha also playing twice that evening. That was the community vote. He ran that on Twitter. Had people choose it, and Wild T. Cole versus Static Alpha was the one that ended up winning in the end. So, yeah, that's insane. Real quick, what do we think? Not enough damage versus Super Noon.
That's for like best Zero Doom Virgil, right? And that's a run back of CEO.
Yes. That's.
They didn't play at CEO.
I thought
a combo breaker, wasn't it?
They didn't. Play,
they never.
Oh
played
no,
it
it wasn't actually. That was Eddie and Jabril.
Eddie and Jabril. I'm sorry, the young kids were like, my bad.
I like Not Enough Damage. We played this weekend. I talked to him a lot about it. Got some good input from him. The stream asked some questions about it. He's a little concerned about the time, you know, if it's too late, and he does qualify for Sunday. Sunday top 8 is at 8 a.m., guys, so he's like, he's not playing any games. He's like, if I'm in that top 8, he might have to hold that. I might just dip for real. But otherwise, he's telling me about the matchup. He's telling me about some things. I like Not Enough Damage. I like Ned. I'm going with Ned in the first to 7 between Ned and Noon. Does anybody here like Super Noon?
I like Super Noon.
Okay, tell me what you like about Super Noon in this matchup. What do you think he's going to bring to the table to be able to take this over Ned?
I think nothing. I think nothing. This is what I think. Super Noon, he doesn't travel that much. CEO, I believe, was one of his first like out of state tournaments, right? And he got third. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Eddie got second at Combo Breaker, right? But Eddie travels a lot, and Super Noon doesn't travel that much. I feel like right now, Super Noon's third place was really impressive, and I think that gives him a little edge in terms of confidence, in terms of, you know, I think he's going to prepare a lot for that matchup, you know? And don't get me wrong, it could go either way. But if I had to pick one, I would bet on Super Noon.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you flip that on his head, though, it's also an advantage of Eddie that he travels so much. He's experienced. He's in these situations. He's done it a lot. Super Noon has shown some inconsistencies, I think, in his performances and his play. He's obviously voiced himself plenty of times on that he, you know, doesn't always play up to the caliber he likes to. But definitely, I think if he wants to really make his name, make his stamp at the end of this year, He's got to win things like this. He's got to win these exhibitions, keep stacking W's against names. Eddie, last I checked, still number 3 on the Curly Circuit points, so this is no joke. He's a real deal opponent for him. Super Junior's gonna have to step up. I think Steve can do it for sure, but I'd like to see him to hold this L one more time.
regardless, the outcome is gonna be a realistic match.
Yeah, I think it's like the best case scenario for Zero Mirrors. Like as far as I could ask for Zero Mirrors, I'm pretty happy with this. I don't know about you guys, but that's just one of the matches. We got 2 more. How does everybody feel about Coach Steve versus iHeart Justice? This has history. This has history at EVO. This is important at EVO. So they had the controversy, obviously, the Phantom win, right, where iHeart Justice didn't know what the count was of the set, and he thought he'd won, and everybody was saying, no, you got to play one more, and there's that big controversy, like, oh no, what happened? What was the score? Did he actually beat Coach? That all went down. And then, of course, iHeart Justice ended up later beating Coach. These guys have gone back to forth at EVO, so this is not, just nothing. This is a pretty serious rivalry at EVO. I mean, not to say that they're like trying to kill each other or anything like that, but these guys have history, and they have history in the desert for sure. So, but this is a weird matchup. I really don't know much about Phoenix Wright versus Nova. I don't really understand how that goes. They both have weird shield gimmicks. Very strange. I don't want to touch it. Does anybody have a feeling on this setup? Does anybody think it's going to go one way or the other?
I don't. I just want to say I think it's kind of weird, and I'm kind of sad that Coach Steve got 2 exhibitions, but he didn't enter Marvel.
I know, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I wish he would have entered, man. I wish he would have entered.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. I mean, he wants the revenge. I feel that. But I kind of like it. He's focusing on Injustice 2, which fine, whatever, sure. But he's out here still doing his thing.
Yeah, I'm glad he's still here. I'm glad he's still repping the game
and
and
he's
playing.
Supporting us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad he's still supporting and playing. Definitely that. But I just kind of wish, I want to see a Spencer in top 8.
Is he the only one with a chance? What about me, dog? I'm in that bracket.
Man, your Taskmaster would probably do better than your Spencer. I've never seen you land a Spencer combo.
Didn't need to last time.
What if, though? What if?
Didn't need to.
Think outside the box.
What's up? What about outside the box? What does that mean?
I played Spencer too. I want something.
Man, whatever, man. Sure, you're some guy, I guess. You ain't on this card. We ain't talking about us. But yeah, I don't know. iHeart Justice. I think this is a matchup he can win. Nova has to come in, so, and I'm sure that does the shield beat shield tackle or speed tackle? Does anybody know? Maya?
Yeah.
That's cheap. That's
it does.
Cheap. Okay.
So basically, you were saying what's up with that matchup? Basically, Phoenix Wright's almost all normals are super high up. So when Nova dashes in without the assist, you can just do standing light on reaction, and he just falls.
Well, Flux in the chat says this is the best Steve he's ever seen.
Oh, what?
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see about that. He's been playing a lot of Marvel lately. I have seen that. He's been on a lot of streams, but I don't know about that Flux. You might be acting out. You might be wild for that one, bro. But I hope it's a good set. I like to see good things. Wild T Cole versus Static Alpha. This was the fan vote. They played at Pools and Combo Breaker. Cole ended up beating Static. And they played some more sets afterwards. It was a little bit more back and forth. But Cole did end up taking the W in bracket. 1st to 7. Wild T Cole plays on a cheater box. He literally just doesn't care that he's cheating live and in tournament. He doesn't care about your feelings. His plinks are crisp because he's just got to hit 2 buttons. He's going to throw you out of all kinds of things. He's going to press you with energy javelins and unblockable setups. But Static Alpha... this guy plays Viper. That's a little bit of a better matchup against Nova than Phoenix Wright. Viper's not his best character, but I think it'll do the most work in the matchup. He usually says his Strider's his best character, maybe his Doom, but I think his Viper is going to have to be the most important piece of this puzzle. Even then, though, I'm not sure if he can beat Cole. I don't know. I'm Static's #1 ride or die, but Cole is a cheater, and I play Cole a lot, and I used to be a hater. I used to be a big Cole hater. I used to call him, everybody's called him a nut. Everybody under the sun has called Cole a nut at least once. If you're in the Marvel community, you thought YLT Cole was a nut. But let me tell you, that dude is calculated and vicious and annoying and frustrating, and his team is very cheap. Does anybody have an opinion on this? Because I can't call it. It's just like the last one. I'm not sure. I just don't know. I don't know, guys.
Can I tell a story that Cole told me?
Help yourself.
That I think is kind of godlike.
Help yourself.
Did y'all remember at Undefeated this year when Cole beat Chris G?
Yeah.
And it was like, it wasn't even just like he beat him. It was an ass whooping,
oh yeah,
right?
I remember. That was his big break. Yeah.
So I was talking to Cole, and he told me how there was one point where KBR went over to over there, and he was playing all the people, and he got up to Wild T Cole, and they were playing, and Cole at the end of the sets would ask KBR, like, hey, what you think? Like, is there anything I could improve on? Tell me your thoughts. And KBR, very smug, was just like, you are basically to the extent of like, you are ass. You have no fundamentals. You are just some cheap scrub who just like abuses a bunch of crap. And, you are never, and he said these words, you are never going to beat Chris G. Now, that lit a fire under the boy's ass. And then he just went out, trained under the Lake Minnetonka or whatever.
He did
just
it.
Like,
yeah.
He did it. So like, I feel what you're saying. Like you're not the only one that has thought that he is some quote unquote scrub.
I'm not.
Or he's just doing things and all that. It's like it's kind of the mindset of people who have like a lot of tech to just kind of go for everything because they have faith that their stuff is better than yours.
Yeah.
So why not force the issue? So, but like looking at the way he plays, he's definitely calculated. It's scary when his team gets going.
You better believe whenever he catches you on that block stun, he's setting up that infinite. He's already seen it. He's already seen it hit you, and he's like, "You don't know it's coming."
Yeah,
he's gross.
But
but for this matchup,
as far as the set goes, like first to 7, I like Brandon. Even though I just hyped up like Wild T Cole pretty hard, but I think that like Viper and the way he plays will be able to really kind of like stop Cole from just like going nuts. That's just me.
Yeah, but it's and some people like give him and say like it's only the box or whatever. I give him a hard time. I actually tell him to play it up more. I'm like, dog, you should be a heel. You should be walking around with your hitbox like hanging around from your neck. Like tell everybody like how you're the best hitbox player in Marvel. Period. But I don't know. He's a lot more humble than me, I guess. But it's more than that. He's got great decision. He's good at managing his resources. His setups are always clean. He's got a game plan. I like that he goes into matchups with game plans. So I'll be interested to see what he has prepared for Static. But I know Static's hungry. He's been hunting for these kind of W's. He's been hunting, to make his stamp on Marvel 3. He's had some great moments for sure, but he wants to finish strong. So I don't know. Maybe I do like Static Alpha in this, but they're both my friends, and I'm very excited to see it. I'm just glad that Mr. Jason is throwing this Evo. I'm going to throw the graphic up one more time because it looks so dang good. Thank you, Kevin Hall. Thank you, Jason Liu. Thank you, everybody, for making Marvel happen on Saturday night. It's looking damn good. But that's not all. That's not all. Guys, I know. Saturday. Well, we just got through the Salty Sweets, but we got to play a tournament on Saturday. What? You're telling me Evo is actually a tournament and not just a thing where fun things happen constantly all the time? Yeah, there's going to be a real bracket. And it starts bright and early, stinking in the morning, 10 a.m. Pacific. 10 a.m. Pacific. Sam, you and I will be there to greet everybody. We'll be large and in charge. The first thing you see in the morning when you turn on that Evo stream, what's going on? Marvel Live. We're going to be large and in charge. I'm excited for that. But my pools start at 2, I think. I play 2 to 4. Gosh. See, or we do play at 2, right?
No, all those times were just kind of placeholders. Our pool's at 12 at noon.
Okay, noon. All right, great.
So first set of pools starts at 10 a.m. and then 12 a.m.
And then top 64 starts at
4 p.m.
So that's when you'll be tuning back. That's when I'll be back. We'll be back again, Persia. We'll be right back at 4 p.m. So the first thing you see in the morning when pools start, and the first thing you see when top 64 starts, we'll be there. Catch you guys up on everything. But yeah. I don't know, Sunday, or I'm sorry, not Sunday, Saturday pools. I don't know when the Salty Suite is going to start after pools. I think maybe Jason's just going to kind of play it by ear a little bit, maybe make some tweets or something. Jason, if you're in the chat and you want to let me know when the suite is going to start, relative to the end of the action on Saturday, but I'll be sure to get you guys an update on that. But yeah, the tournament. Holy smokes. So if you're willing to catch the pools, be sure to tune in on Saturday, starting bright and early, 10 a.m. in the morning. Does everybody have a pretty decent pool? Jonas, I didn't look at yours. How's your pool looking, man? You want to tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, I have Dual Kevin, Pale Balrog.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have faith in myself.
You should.
I've done impossible feats, I feel, before. And this Evo, I'm feeling pretty good. And hopefully I'll be able to make something happen. If I don't, I'm in Vegas, so whatever, you know?
Hey,
but I'm gonna try. It's a hard pool, but yeah.
2 people get out, so you've got to be, you know, a very in shape Dual Kevin and hungry, or a, you know, pretty out of shape, lackluster, maybe PR Balrog. So
that's a PR team kill too.
That is a PR team. Wow, that sucks.
But we've actually never played before.
Really?
We've actually never played before, yeah.
So you like your odds in the matchup? You think you're cool with Wolverine, Doom, Virgil? You got Daywalker on Pat? That's a hard matchup for you, dude, right?
Yeah, but I come from the land of nuts, and everybody at some point played that team down here. So I'm gonna try to basically sneak in through that route that, you know, he's never played me, and I've played things like him.
Fair enough. See, if you want to talk a little bit about our pool, we've got myself, yourself, and who else, man?
Clockwork!
That old bum. I got to play him like first round.
He's like around before you, but I think if he wins that match, then you have to play him.
Yeah, because I got to buy. Hold that, Clockwork. I got to buy. You didn't, dog. But yeah, I got to see him basically immediately. You're on the other side. Do you have anybody on your side?
I have some Japanese dude named Ino. I'm afraid. I don't know who that is, but I'm afraid. As soon as I see that Japanese flag, I'm like, okay, this dude clearly plays at least a little bit.
What if he dresses up as Cell?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm so ready. Goku's in there.
Frieza.
Yeah.
If you lose to another Frieza, that picture is gold. That picture is gold, dude.
That is still to this day my Facebook banner.
I should have brought that picture.
Also, it got brought up again because someone memed it saying that like Arxis employees like undercover were doing research, and I'm like, oh hey, that's me. What?
Yeah, that's definitely I could say hands down the best picture I've ever seen from Evo was you and Frieza and Moons and Frieza. God, shout out to Frieza. Yeah, definitely.
Frieza did work that tournament.
Yeah, who's the Nova player, right? Nova Magneto.
Virgil. And if it weren't for Sam giving me support at like 2 in the morning, I might have lost.
You might have walked into that pool.
No,
come up, bro.
Have I told okay? This may be a little bit early, but I'll share with you my Evo moment, which was me facing Frieza, right? So, you know, it's winners semis of my pool. Oh no, this is winner semis of my pool. I'm going to play him. I have 8 a.m. pools. I'm like super tired, and I'm now up 2-1. I just perfected him, right? And at that point, I'm like, okay, I know I'm better than this guy. You know, like I put in the work. You know, 2015 was like a year I was doing really well.
And he's just in a Frieza costume.
Right. So then I talked to him after this because I was like, oh, we had really good games. The set ended up being 3-2. And Taitsu is his name. He told me, he's like, yeah, after you perfected me, he was like, oh, he's very good. Only way I could win is if I go completely random. Those are his words. So the 4th round starts, and he has Nova on point. And I super jump up with Wolverine, and I hear, like, underneath me, I hear, Centurion Rush! Centurion Rush! I'm like, huh? Why are you doing that move? It's, like, super crazy. And then I fall down to the ground, and then he does Centurion Rush! I block it. And I'm like, oh, that's completely unsafe. I'm about to punish, and then he X-Factors does it again, and then I lost that game. Like immediately. I was so mind-boggled because like he got the Centurion Rush, killed me, then did like Virgil Swords into unblockable with Nova Assist, and then I'm down like then it's 2-2. And I'm sitting there, it's like 8:30 in the morning, and I'm like, what is going on? And then Persia comes up to me. He's just like, hey, you got this. Don't worry. I was like, yeah, I know I got this. This is too damn early in the morning to be dealing with this shit. Like, just people literally trying to yop you out. Like, I've never been, like, intentionally yopped before. But it almost worked. It almost worked. That was my fight with Frieza.
That was good.
You saved the Earth.
You did. Yeah, you definitely saved.
You saved us.
Because Moons couldn't do it, and that was
No, he lost.
That was
I was so shocked.
Everybody was so
Yo, you guys are shocked. I know for a fact that if somebody dressed at Frieza and plays that team, fights me at 8 a.m. in the morning, I'm done. I'm there.
I know,
Dude,
like,
it's so hard.
the DBZF cosplayers are going to be out in full troll effect, trying to tilt Marvel players first thing in the morning. So,
Dude, like I made it out of pools right after I made it out in winners. I went straight to my hotel room and went back to sleep. I'm like, nope, I'm done. Sorry, none of that.
Today.
Yeah, for real. Oh.
I can't. And then of course, man, Evo is crazy. And of course, the fella rushing the stage, challenging Chris with his pad. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but yeah, Saturday's gonna be crazy. Be sure to try your best to keep up. There's gonna be 3 rounds of pools, 3 waves, and then top 64 again will be at 4 p.m. Pacific. So that is your Saturday. Look forward to the pools, and then the evening salty suite. We'll get you some times on that exactly.
And if anybody cared, I don't have anybody in my pool. It's gonna be super free, and I'll see all you suckers in top 8. All right, cool.
Let's go.
I thought you already said your pool. Who's in your pool?
I already told you, nobody. Some guy from Japan named Chauncey.
Oh, what?
Prodigy, Super New.
Oh, so literally nobody.
Nobody's in this pool.
Okay, yeah, literally nobody.
We're good. We're good.
That's fair. That's fair. Persia #1. I respect that. You got a tall job for commentary this year because you're doing the Salty Suite on Sunday, right? And you're doing 2 pools, and you're doing
maybe something.
Maybe some other thing
that I don't know if I've gotten approval on to discuss yet.
Well done.
But
well done. Yeah, no, you're definitely putting Evo on your back this year. Shout out to Sam. If everybody could give a round of applause in the chat. She's definitely holding it down in a big way. But yeah, pools are gonna be crazy. A lot of people speak in absolutes around this time of year, like, oh, Chris G's got free, Ryan Ovi's got this free, et cetera, blah 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 blah. Then the pools happen, the matches happen. We realize why we play all the rounds, because the blow ups happen, the upsets start like immediately. It never fails in Marvel 3 at Evo. So definitely don't feel too confident about anybody when you're pulling up those pool brackets. I know, except for Persia, of course. She's clearly got everything wrapped up, locked down. It's good to go.
She's in New York. New York's the best.
New York,
exactly.
New York, baby. Make sure
that's the power up.
That's the power of the New York power. Make sure you pick up Persia on your fantasy team, of course, on Smash.gg if you want to run the route. But yeah, Saturday's gonna be crazy. Sunday, if you want to see that top 8, oh, you're gonna start so early. You have to start at 8 a.m., but man, are we glad to be there in the Mandalay Bay.
Yes.
What do we call it? Super Arena Battle Royale Coliseum of Champions. We're at 8 a.m. We got the slot, the community slot. That was one of the stipulations of winning the donation drive and being included. But you know what else we got? Is a pop bonus. So for the first time ever, our Marvel players are going to be playing for a $10,000 pop bonus at EVO. So even though the numbers are down, surely this has to be the biggest payout, right? For a Marvel champion. I don't know like how that works, but 10K on top, that sounds pretty generous to me. Sunday will be at 8 a.m., but the Salty Suite will be much later that evening. That the time has not. I'll put the we're not going to hit it because we're going to talk about top 8 for real quick, but I'll put up the graphic here real quick. You can see it just says after Evo. So this will be coming after Evo. We don't know when necessarily. Just kind of another play-by-ear situation a little bit. But top 8 is mega early, so y'all can get your action in or miss it. Wake up, read the results, whatever you got to do. Come on, guys. It's the last year. I know it's early, but, East Coast is
Wake up early for once.
It's not that
and just
early.
go.
Yeah, just do it, guys. Show out, be proud. East Coast, that's 11 for you guys. There's no reason why you can't be there with your streams on watching. Let's get that viewer count high. Let's blow the doors off the early morning first in the door viewer count. That's what I would love to see. It's going to be insane. It's the last year. Let's talk about this a little bit. Top 8. Top 8 at Evo is legacy. That's an incredible standing to hold. Very few players that have gotten to. It's still an exclusive company. There's a lot of people that we expect to be in top 8. We've talked about it all year long. Ryan LV, Chris G, will F-Chan make the comeback? Does Justin Wong have it left in him? Is one of the elite, as the ESPN article referenced. There was an ESPN article written to kind of catch people up. It detailed where the 3 gods are at: Chris, Justin, Champ, but also gave some other names as well. Ryan LV, Jabril, Ned, not enough damage. to name a few. Who's gonna do it, guys? It's so. Can we pick our final favorites? Can we lock them in? We can't. We've labored over this question. I've made you answer this so many times. You've rolled your eyes saying, Kinder Party, not again, please. About the Evo question, who's going to win? Can we lock them in? One more time around the table. Jonas, your Evo 2017 favorite. Who's it going to be? I could probably guess. Go ahead.
Chris G.
Chris G? Really?
Chris G.
You were Ryan LV like 3 weeks ago.
Nah.
Yeah, yeah, that was on the episode when you complained about me asking you.
You twisted my arm and you held a gun to my head and you say, "Is Ryan LV gonna win Evo? He won CEO."
What's the difference? So now you're saying no, it's Chris. Now you're saying it's Chris.
Listen.
Tell me, talk to me. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it.
It's one or the other, okay? Don't make me do this.
You're saying nobody else is in the conversation.
It's gonna be Chris or it's gonna be Ryan. It's going to be Chris and it's going to be Ryan, but this is what I feel. This is what I feel. Like, has Ryan LV, like...
You're saying exactly what I said last week, or last episode. Can he do it? Can he really do it on the stage?
If he does it, that would be amazing. But it's hard. Chris G has been on that Evo stage like 3 or 4 times already, And Ryan LV hasn't been there yet. And I know he's dominating right now, but can he do it that day? I hope so. I mean, it would be nice. But I feel like based on experience and preparation, and I know you guys hate this word, but on legacy, I feel like Chris G is gonna take it. I feel like that.
That was a great copy paste from Kinder Party last Marvel Live episode. I agree 100%. Legacy, training, prep. No, I'm just giving you shit. But yeah, I agree. I don't change my answer. I still think Chris is the favorite. I kind of agree with Chris. Are the two? Okay, let me ask you something, Jonas, and then I'll ask everybody else the same question as well. Does it make a difference if Chris is in losers of grand finals? Does that change your answer at all? Do you think he has the gas? Do you think he could fight back against the ropes?
Okay, the last 2 times they've played, I know for a fact that like Ryan has been Chris most of the year, but then Chris beat him once, and the next time they played, Ryan beat him. So I feel like Chris, if we're going by patterns, I think he's gonna have his number. I think he's gonna study what went wrong, and he's gonna watch what he did right last time. And if he is in winners, he should win. If he is in losers, I don't know, because it'll go both ways,
Okay, I feel you. I mean, I want to say like at least we have at least two contenders. I mean, we're not sliding anybody else because we're going to talk about them as well, but at least 2 contenders who are they are so evenly matched right now in legacy versus they're both trying to cement theirs. We have Ryan LV, who is the new hotness, and he's trying to say, I'm the guy. I'm your last Evo champion. I'm legitimate. Just the same conversation as everybody else. And you have Chris G, who's trying to silence everybody.
Just remember what happened last time.
Yeah, Chris got bodied.
No. Last year.
Oh yeah, no.
When he got to grand finals. 6-1.
I know.
No,
I agree. Yeah, no. That's
Blue River.
That's a different beast. That's a different beast.
No, but he looked so prepared in a year that King Blue River was just dominating.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chris G, KPI was winning everything back then.
Okay, all right. You're fair.
Nah,
okay,
that's
fair.
not true.
That's not true. That was a little bit on his way out at the end of the. He had.
Yeah, I gotta say, because after KBR won Evo, he went back to Chile, and then Chris G and Takumi were the 2 people that were in like back-to-back grand finals, and Chris G was winning everything right after Evo, and then KBR came back.
But when KBR came back with Winter Brawl.
Yeah, he came back with Winter Brawl, and then he didn't make it out of pools that final round. So like he wasn't like super consistent. But that was like 2 years ago. So like let's
okay, Marcus. Well, I got you on the camera. First of all, thanks for bringing the guns out tonight. I know it's hot up in that attic, bro. But second of all, you're looking good. That was not second of all. Second of all, do you think? Okay, I'm gonna ask this question a little bit differently. I mean, this is sounding pretty free coming from Jonas. He says it's only 2. Do you really think it's that free? Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite for this tournament? Is it really these two are slugging it out and everybody else is picking up the change?
I think it's these two, and I'm actually, again, I'm agree with Jonas. I'm picking Chris G.
Okay.
Like he said, he's been there. Like, I don't remember what I said last week, so you go ahead.
Everybody said Ryan. Everybody said Ryan.
That's the thing.
And y'all roasted me. Y'all roasted
Kinder
me.
Party.
You put a gun to my head. I was scared.
I know. That's the thing.
Bruh, I'm just saying. Listen, I'm glad to hear y'all say this. No, I'm glad to hear. I'm definitely glad to hear. But the chat is calling y'all out, just to let you know, on the flip flop and hosting. But you're right. The points are valid. The points are valid.
I don't know. Like I do think there are more people that are capable of doing it. Like, I mean, we talked amongst ourselves, and I guess this conversation is just specifically between these two. I'm not saying that Ryan LV can't beat Chris, and I don't think that Chris has the juice in the tank to reset and win. I think he could reset if he was coming from losers, but I don't see him taking Ryan in 2 sets back to back. An interesting, like, maybe side note, or maybe like a thing that Chris was playing with is at the grand final or the round robin tournament, he played like the last game or last 2 games. He played Morgan and Phoenix, and I don't know if that maybe like something that he's prepping for Ryan.
No, he used it. He used it once this year. He used it once and he got bodied. I don't remember which tournament.
But I mean, saying he ran it against F Champ in the round robin tournament, like the last game or something. He won with that team. But like, is that like a potential like something? That
if he busts that out, he's gonna get
risky
bopped.
Card to play. Like, okay, hold on. Let's save that question because I definitely have a similar question when it comes to one of our other favorites of this tournament. The community still very much believes in one of our other Evo champions to repeat. So we'll get there in a second. So, but you're saying Chris G now. That makes sense. That's fine. That's a good point. Not that he's saying that Ryan LV can't beat him, but you think for this tournament, Chris G's going to take it.
If Ryan LV wins, I would be happy. If Chris G wins, I'll be happy. I want to see a repeat champion, and I feel like Chris is our best opportunity to do that, and I think that would be a nice cap to his like Marvel 3 legacy. You know, like he's been considered like for damn near the entirety of this game to be, not the entirety, but like he's widely considered the best Marvel 3 player we've ever had, and I think Chris G wants it. You know, like I mean, he had his boo-boo comments on like the PS4 version of Marvel 3, but he still played. He put the work in, and he wanted to make sure that like, hey, I think that was all prepping for this moment, and I think he really cares about winning Marvel 3 the last year. So I would like to see him do it.
Okay, I see you. I see the chat also chiming in loud and proud. I see F Champ. I see LLND. I see Infrit. Shouts to the boys. Shouts to the history of Marvel here at Evo. But I don't see Infrit showing up anytime soon, period. But Sam, same question to you. This is the final time. This is the last time that we ever have to do this. There's some names that really haven't been mentioned yet. But
you know what, though? The big thing is that we do have a lot of people to kind of choose from if you think about it, right? Because everyone's playing, everyone's getting back into shape, everyone, really wants to make a name for themselves and, this final Evo and everything. So with that being said, a lot of the people who are our favorites that we might not give them the credit because of, statistics on paper or whatever, right?
Yeah,
they're all stepping it up right now. So I wouldn't mind seeing, like, Dual Kevin, Ray, Brian LB, I really wouldn't mind seeing him win either. I don't personally want to see a repeat champion just because that's not how Marvel 3 was, right? Like, we had people who were consistent all the time and winning all the time, but we had people showing up out of nowhere all the time also and, kind of changing the game and, like, bringing something new. So I feel like having a new champion would be a good reflection of that, kind of in a nutshell.
I'm right there.
With all that said, I really want to see Ray win.
Yes.
Just because I know he's been playing a ton. He said he feels like he's, getting back to where he was and maybe even better. Hopefully, he still has some time. And I know he's been playing every day. And I think it's very possible. If he really feels confident in himself going into it, then I think he's going to get really far. He's definitely no stranger to being up there on that stage. And maybe that experience will also help him too. But yeah, there's just so many people. I mean, Angelic, how many times has he been a EVO finalist already, right? So it's just so many people, if you think about it, that they actually deserve it. But it's going to come down to who shows up this weekend with their game face, you know, everything ready. But honestly, if I really had to pick, I think Ray Ray would be an awesome choice.
Agreed.
To win. Yeah.
100%. I'm glad you said it. I'm not gonna say I knew you were gonna say it. I'm not gonna say that, but you know, the pressure.
That's only partially because of New York bias. Yeah, only partially.
I feel you. I didn't put you under the gun, so no excuses. You went with Ray Ray. I like it. Yeah, I like some of the other names you mentioned there as well. Dual Kevin, Ray Ray, F Champ. You know, these are guys that are not going away. They're definitely not going to go to sleep. Ryan LV and Chris G, they want it. They're hunting it. They're trying to prove their legacies one way or the other. But so is everybody else. Apology Man, you know, that's another body. He definitely wants to put up that big W and let everybody know.
I think he could do it too.
I know, like how sick would it be, like if we closed out with Firebrand, right? The most like unfair.
With Scroll, I know, right?
Dog, Scroll is a champion though. I know you're looking out for that, Marcus. So that would be sick if we could call Scroll an EVO winner. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Seif, your last one on the block. I'd like to hear who your favorite is for EVO this year. And do you think it's free, dog? Is it just Chris and Ryan LV fighting for the table?
No, it's not free. I'm going to give a shout-out to Flux in the chat mentioning this because I echo his same sentiments. And I was talking about this with y'all before, you know, we started, that, you know, while Ryan LV and Chris G are the two favorites, there are definitely other people out there that can definitely beat either one of those dudes.
Sure.
You know, and
have been working to all year long.
Yeah. So like, you know, I'm talking about Apology Man. Probably the only people, you know, in the community that has recent wins off of the both of them. You know, Apology Man beating Chris G at St. Cal Standoff in a pretty close set. And he beat Ryan LV at NCR, which is one of the hypest matches we've ever seen from the dude. Also, let's talk about Jabril for a minute because he definitely seemed really like good against Chris G in a long set situation, something that Chris G is, you know, particularly very good at. You know, like
absolutely.
And you know, we're talking about Ryan's least favorite matchup is Zero. And Jabril is looking like the Zero May Cry player right now. You know, rest in peace, Cloud805. You know, I wish it was you because I love that dude to death. And he had, you know, Ryan LV's number for a while during his come up.
He did.
So now, am I saying that Apology Man's going to win it? Am I going to say Jabril's going to win it? I can't say that for sure, but I don't think that it's fair to say that like these two, Chris G and Ryan LV, got this in the bag. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, my favorite personally is Ryan LV. I think this dude has probably, like, as far as consistency goes, I don't think anybody tops him in the realm of consistency. And I think at EVO, that's what really counts. But I'm also wary for him because, you know, I think that kid has nerves of steel. We put him in a room full of ATL's loudest mouths of the South. You know, and he did not get phased, and he beat everybody at the pre-EVO tournament and at final round or pre-final round tournament and final round 2. But I imagine that the EVO stage is on a completely different scale, and that's something where, you know, I see, you know, Apology Man's been there twice. Chris G has been there, you know, a number of times. We have all these players who have the experience, and I think that's going to really matter coming into this. So. That's the only thing that I'm worried about when it comes to Ryan LV. Do I think he's gonna make top 8? Yeah.
Oh, damn! I'm sorry. I just saw something really hype. I'm sorry for interrupting you. I'm sorry, but Ryan LV has to beat Champ to make it into top 8. So you can't. Yeah.
And winners.
I mean, we say that, but remember, like EVO the other day, like the other year was like mad blowups where like the gods were all eliminated before. Like,
they had to
who knows what could happen? Like maybe Fruitsy could be the Evo champion.
He's not going.
Like, oh damn,
I know.
The dream is dead. I mean, RF or Cross,
they
like
ain't going either.
Damn, I mean Dizzy.
I don't know, man. But you're right. No, every year it's new names that make the blow-ups, though. That's the thing. It was like.
Yeah, there's like at least every year there's like one person in top 8 that people are like, who is this or where do they come from? So.
I mean, could we see I Heart Justice? Finally like hit that top 8 at Evo and be struggling it out? Like for the big prize.
Dude, it's just a matter of the brackets and who you face, man. That's
I don't know. I'm interested. I legitimately can't wait. It's gonna be. I don't know, something special. We've been talking about this. It's a different vibe. Before we move on to the finish our evening with the Sunday Salty Sweet, let's talk a little bit about the vibe of Top 8 Evo this year and just Evo in general, because I want to invite the whole chat along with this, and anybody who watches this on YouTube, y'all all remember this. Shouts to everybody. This has been such a difficult year for the Marvel community for tons of reasons. It started out of the gate. We closed up last year, and it was kind of like, what are we doing? What after Evo last year? Do we have another year of this? Like, what can we do? Then we got the announcement, for Infinite, and then it made the fate for Marvel 3 even more uncertain. We didn't know when Infinite was coming out, if it was, going to affect how Marvel 3 was going to be at Evo. Then we got the announcement for the donation drive, guys. All this stuff that I talked about at the top of the episode. So just please give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a round of applause at home. Y'all all deserve it. I mean, for real, it's a big deal. It's absolutely a big deal, and I appreciate you all. And it's no joke. We really had to work this year. All of us, our content creators, our commentators, our top players, our gods are working. Our up and coming elite, they're all putting it in. And I want to say it's a beautiful year, 2017 Marvel 3, and I'm really glad we're getting to do it. And I'm glad we're getting to do it Sunday morning. The Mandalay Bay again. The big money's on the line. I want someone to get paid as a Marvel player. That's important to me as well. So, yeah, I'm definitely impressed. I'm happy. Anybody else before we hit the Sunday night? Because the bracket's gonna end so early on Sunday. It sucks, but I'm glad to be there. And I don't know. I didn't get a ticket, so.
I didn't get a ticket either.
I'm just looking at the potential matches that could happen, like Joey D versus Mini Boss, Chris G versus K-Brown. It's supposed to be like Flux versus Justin, Wolf versus Nemo, Shanxi versus J2 Jin. Some of these matches in top 64 are gonna be ridiculous.
Shouts to J2 Jin. I saw him in the chat earlier as well. I see you hanging out, dog. It's gonna be something else, and we've theorized about this, and we've felt this kind of doom for years of when's it gonna end, when does our ride stop, what's next, and now we have a similar feeling, and then we know that this is probably Marvel 3's last year, but it feels kind of nice, We're saying goodbye, we're celebrating all week long. We've got a curly finale to finish at the end, later this year. It's not over for Marvel 3, but for Evo, most likely, sayonara. It's been sick, so. Looking forward to it. What's up, Marcus? You got something?
I was gonna say it's just crazy to think about it because we basically, I feel like we started this show right after Evo 2 years ago, and we were kind of using it as a push to try to get Marvel into Evo 2016, and then it felt like last year that was our swan song, and then it's just crazy to think about how much the community has come together for this game, and it's really awesome that it gets to go out, the last day with a $10,000 pop bonus, and that's awesome. So
it's been a story bouncing back. I'm not saying that we were in the worst position that Scenes have been in, but from where we were and where we went to, and kind of how the vibe, everybody who was there, y'all all remember it. We absolutely did start, Marvel Live right after that Evo and just kind of pushed with it and vibed with the community, and y'all have vibed with us, and it's been really awesome. And we're going to keep going through Infinite, of course. It's so weird, 6 years of Marvel 3, that I was talking to Hannah, my girlfriend, and it's that has spanned basically my entire real adult development as a grown man.
Oh, bro, I know.
20 to 26, this has been my completion as developing myself as an adult. Marvel 3 has been so important in that, traveling, meeting people, doing these kinds of things, radically adjusting my experiences, who I talk to, who I hang out with. And you know, for the first time ever next year, I'm going to be saying I'm going to EVO or going to any tournament, not for Marvel 3, and that's really weird after 6 years. So I know we're all feeling that. I know everybody's feeling that.
Yo, but I feel like I'm so proud of you guys, and I'm proud of the entire Marvel community, because I haven't heard a Marvel is dead joke in over a year.
I know,
so
let's go, dude.
Let's go.
So guys, thank you. We outlived the memedom, and we made it one last time.
We did.
We need to pat ourselves on the back for that one.
I know, right?
Yeah, we got a whole lot of memes going ahead, so let's not pat ourselves on the back.
Oh god,
we gotta get through Chun-Li's face, dog. We gotta get through like all these clips, bro. It's you know,
everybody's gonna make something out of Dante's face.
Yeah, but we've been there. We've been there. You know, that's the thing. It's like we've all been there. We've all been there. So we're seeing it again, and you know, we're in the Marvel Live chat, and like the internet's blowing up over this and this and that, and it's like, you know, we're chill because we already know. It's like at the end of the day, that game's gonna be sick. We're gonna have fun. I was playing some of the theme music before the show started today. If you guys are in here, the Ultron theme and like the main battle themes and stuff, they're all gross. That game is gonna be something pretty special. But anyways, yeah, we got more Marvel 3 to talk about. We still got the whole Sunday Night Suite. We're talking like it's dead or something in the ground, but absolutely not. That's not the case. The undefeated UDF Events Salty Suite featuring the 5v5 Homecoming International Spectacular will be Sunday evening after EVO. So here you are, right? You just finished, you know, your whole long day. You know, Marvel Top 8 was the morning. You're stumbling out of the smoke. You're like, oh my god, there's been so much. This is terrible. Like, what's going on? Where are we? There's been so much Marvel, and it's been 3 days of this crap. I got another one all night long. There's more Marvel going down. Absolutely, it will be Sunday evening. This will close the evening. $10 cover, whole bunch of matches on deck for that evening. We will have the USA versus Japan 5v5 Homecoming. That's nuts. Look at that Team USA. Splice F Champ, Panda Global's Ray Ray, Ryan LV, Fable, Dual Kevin, and Apology Man. That's a who's who. That is, I mean,
how can we lose?
We don't have Chris on that team, but okay.
It's still stacked.
I think it's all right. I think we'll be fine. And they are playing against Mabushin, who was the big winner in Japan recently. What was the name of that tournament? KVO, I believe. I don't know for sure. I could be wrong about that, but he definitely did just hold that down. Takumi, a classic. We all know Takumi. We all love Takumi. Chansey as well, and Zulaw and Tokumido. So I don't know those two, unfortunately, but this was a team pick by Mabushin, so this is real. RF's not going. Nemo doesn't want to play. Cross not going. Just go ahead and answer those questions for you right now. This is a team assembled by Japan for Japan, and they're bringing their best. They're gonna bring it and slug with it. Does anybody know a lot about Team Japan? These players?
I don't, and I'm so sad
Takumi
because if they're
plays,
confident,
I know Takumi. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Takumi.
Mabushin plays Team Clockwork.
Right, Mabushin does play Clockwork. Yeah, so those two I definitely know. Chansey is not bad. Guys, you know, it was not that long ago, 2013, when most of our boys are at the prime. You're talking about Champ, Justin, Chris. Not too long ago when old Nemo strolled up in there, nobody really knew that he could flex a Marvel like that, and he took a lot of money from those guys in their prime. And, you know, that, and then, you know, Cross, RF laying out the body bags. They're certainly not the first bunch to do it. Cho, there's been more than their few who have come out and just laid out players. So I'm not sleeping on Japan in the 5v5, not one bit. Persia, you're commentating that evening, correct?
Yeah.
What are you looking at while we've got the card pulled up? We got the 5v5, the dual Kevin versus Cloud, 1st to 10. Ryan LV versus Apology Man, 1st to 10. That's going to be insane. Of the three, between the Homecoming and the 2 1st to 10s, is there one that you're personally looking forward to more commentating?
I think my favorite thing to commentate is probably going to be the 5-on-5.
It's going to be gross.
Just because, you know, I like being able to see, you know, people we don't get to see. And that's one of the best things about EVO period, is that we get to see people from other countries show up and play and stuff like that. So that's why I'm really excited that, you know, Japan assembled this little crew and came out and everything. So that's why I'm looking forward to that. As far as the like solo exhibitions go, Dual Kevin versus Cloud, Ryan LV versus Apology Man, they're both really, really good. only because, you know, we haven't really seen Cloud as much lately, and then he's gonna come out and fighting his dual Kevin, like, just like that. Like, boom, that's how we're gonna kick it off. Okay, I'm interested to see that. And then Ryan LV versus Apology Man, you know, after NCR, I've been working and struggling on a Marvel Minds episode on that match. But I did, like, at least get to talk to them a little bit. And Ryan LV kind of seemed like he knew why he lost, and that he would easily be able to counter that in the future. So I'm interested to see if he can apply his game plan and his notes, I guess you could say, that he gave to me previously in this match. But that's definitely not to say that's going to be free, because Apology Man, I think, has been playing way more solid, better than I've seen him play, and I don't even know if he's been playing like that. That's the crazy part, right? He's been playing Smash or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's been
confirm or deny. Yeah, maybe that's helping. I don't know, but I'm interested in seeing every single match on this card. So I hope everybody tunes in and has fun. And we're all going to be dead after this, but it'll be for a worthy cause.
Hey man, that's okay, and I think I will be there. I will be there. I will not be commentating. That's definitely your gig. I will be there as UDF events staff. I think the 5v5, I agree with you, is the most compelling on the card. Not to slight any of our four folks competing in the 1v1 and the 1v1, but I mean, okay, so let's say they do roll up some body bags. Let's say Japan walks into this exhibition and starts zipping them up. People are gonna start biting their nails, you know, like. Come in, you know, who knows? They could show up. They could. So this is going to be after Evo's already played out. So this is Sunday night. So, you know, nobody's going to go shake heads this exhibition, and then, you know, everybody's going to be sweating them in the tournament or anything like that. But, you know, we got a finale on the way. You know, we got some special things to set up. Who knows if Japan might want to stretch their legs on back out here and make USA look foolish again. I don't know. But I look at that lineup from America. I don't know the Japanese players that well, but I do know these cats. That's pretty tough to beat. I would say. Does anybody like Japan on the call right now? I don't see anybody necessarily in the chat.
Not with my wallet.
I played Babushin. That dude was free.
Woo! What?
That dude, yeah. What? And I think it was like the last Evo I went to. That dude was free, and he won that tournament, and he's apparently the best player. And I lose to Clockwork. So... I'm sorry.
That's fair.
I'm sure he got a lot better. I'm sure he got a lot better. Disclaimer. I'm not some flaming, you know, know-it-all or whatever.
Tight,
but
okay, go ahead.
But no, I remember playing him. I'm kind of like, man, this is easy. I'd be much more afraid of Blackwork. Shout out to Blackwork. I love you.
Shout out to Blackwork. Absolutely. I also love you. I'll put it up too. Shout out to Blackwork. I see you out there. You ain't in the chat though, so you really ain't nobody. But yeah, he's good. He's good. No, I watched the videos of Mabushin play. He's not bad, but you're right. I didn't see anything that was like, oh, second Clockwork? You know, I didn't necessarily think that or anything. I don't know. As far as the other two exhibitions, Dual Kevin is my favorite to win EVO this year. I want him to win. I think he's going to win. I'm excited for him to win, especially because he's coming to Kinder's Garden in September, and I'd love to have an EVO champion there. That'd be sick. But Cloud, I don't know, man. I just don't know. Like, that's biting off a lot. I don't know if they're playing for cash or if there's any stipulation or anything like that, but to just come off, you know, after having a pretty rough year and just slot yourself up in a first and 10 alongside Dual Kevin. Although Zero's a good matchup against Deadpool. Does anybody here like Cloud over Kevin?
I do.
You do?
I do.
I knew some fool was going to step up on this podium and try and buy into this brownie. Tell me about your 805. Tell me about your why you think he's going to do it.
So, okay. Stipulation, he needs to get over his hang-up over... Like, I hope he has his stuff solved with PS4.
He ain't.
Because I know that he's legit been having issues.
He don't.
But, like, for real, like, Cloud has given Dual Kevin trouble in the past. You say it can't happen again. The matchup's not in Dual Kevin's favor.
Nope.
On paper, it'll be hard. It's just like, man, if only I could just... cryogenically resurrect 2014 and 2015 Cloud. God, I love, like, y'all don't get it. Like, that's my homie, and I'm super biased because, you know, KIT boys and all that. What's up, Marcus? You know, but God, he was so good.
Yeah, he was so good. He was unreal.
In a way that made people so frustrated. Similar to what we were talking about with like YLT Cole, right? It's just like he knew how to hit you, and it made you feel like you weren't as good as you were.
But it's just not. it's just not gonna be that. It's just it's not. We're getting 2017 Cloud.
Yeah, I mean it's
Hitbox Cloud.
Hitbox too, so I hope the best for Cloud. They're both my boys. I would like to see Cloud come back and put in work, and like Steve said, 2015 sure. Cloud
100%
godlike, but I don't know. Kevin is just 2017 Kevin, that's been playing versus 2017 Cloud that hasn't, that's adjusting the hitbox is not like something that I'm gonna entertain and say that I think Cloud has a chance. But I hope, I'm hoping that he's like not taking this lightly and saying, "Yo, I'm gonna practice. I'm getting over all these hurdles, all the obstacles, and all that stuff." I hope.
We'll see, man.
It'll still be entertaining to see Cloud because we haven't seen him in a while either. So.
Well, let's talk about a set that we all probably have something to say about because we've talked about it plenty of times in the freaking Marvel Live chat, and we certainly know Jonas has talked about it plenty of times because he thought Apology Man was going to be the big do-it-all trump card, make it happen. Ryan LV ain't all that hot because he ran into the Firebrand. First to 10, Ryan LV versus Apology Man. Jonas, I'm going to start with you, if that's okay with you, because you were the original, one of the theory crafters in favor of Apology Man over Ryan LV. Shout out to a lot of people in the chat who have also pumped for Ryan LV. I see you guys, but a lot of Apology Man contingent in the chat as well. So, are you still with them? Are you still with the Gargoyle? Do you think you can pull it out in the first to 10?
Yo, I'm sticking to my word. I really think that if there's somebody that could really do it, like in that sense, if it's not Chris G, it's Apology Man, I really think so. It's gonna be hard, but I don't know. There's something about his team and Ryan's team, and I know we've talked about it on the chat a lot, but I'm not gonna. He obviously lost last time, but it was a lot of slop from Apology Man's part. I distinctly remember that. So hopefully it'll be more on point, and I like Apology Man, but not with my wallet.
But not with my wallet. Yeah, it's hard to make that bet. And the sets were amazing.
Yeah, I wouldn't put money on that.
The sets were amazing. I couldn't put money, honestly, one way or the other. As much as I like Ryan LV, and I'm pretty sure he's going to win this, even still just like betting in the set with Ryan, Apology Man and such a fragile team like Ryan LV, I don't know about it, guys. I don't know. I can say for sure this is going to be a fantastic card for an EVO 2017 Sunday night. Salty Sweet, the big dog, capping it off for the weekend. I love it. I love the USA versus Japan. I'm glad we're getting a 5v5 homecoming. And what a homecoming it is, right? This is the international tournament. America, the ultimate home. Japan coming in, trying to, take it to them. I love it. I think it's going to be a fantastic set. I'm not exactly sure what format he's ended up going with, whether it's Waseda or Pokemon Stocks or something like that. So that'll be really interesting. But yeah, I love Dual Kevin versus Cloud, although I think Dual Kevin's going to walk away with it in the end, maybe 10-5. And Ryan LV versus Apology Man with the Persia and the Yipes on commentary. The premier talent in the building, bringing the hype, bringing the fun. And yeah, I can't say enough good things about EVO 2017 this year, guys.
That's going to be the last Marvel at EVO.
No, it's not.
Not like, but at this EVO. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. This will be this Sunday night suite will be the last Marvel 3 footage you're gonna see at EVO. So come get in the chat, celebrate with us. Turn up, have a good time. It's gonna be the stream's gonna be announced. I think Angelic's trying to lock down a channel. He may end up using his. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. So be sure to be there. Sign off on Marvel 3 with us at EVO that Sunday evening. And yeah, man, it's gonna be lit. So EVO 2017, guys, we've made it. It was a long time. It felt like forever. But the championships are here. We will have so much to talk about next Tuesday when we do a post-EVO show. And I'm sure the agenda is going to look pretty similar to the way it does over here right now. EVO is going to give us just so much to talk about. And I truly can't wait. But I'm gassed out for the evening. So I've literally worn through all my excitement all day long. I was pumped up for the show, and then I started feeling sick. Had to come home, drink some water, nap. Woke up immediately excited again. But I'm ready for it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to see the matches played. I'm ready to commentate. I'm ready to talk about it next week. I'm ready to see the salt, the upsets, the blow-ups. I'm ready to see names get made, names get claimed. So, anybody else want to just leave some final comments for Evo, where we've been so far? Shout outs for the evening, Jonas. Anybody you want to give shout out to, my friend?
It's been a rough year, but like it's been like a long year, and like thinking it's only been 1 year, but like, damn, I started around a year ago with you guys, right?
Yep.
Damn, that's sick.
It's sick. We're going strong, and it's gonna be great going forward. So,
I'm excited to see what happens. I just, the main reason I'm going is that, you know, I've been playing Marvel for like 5 years, and this is the last time I can say, yo, Marvel 3 at Evo, and, you know, we have to live in the present, and the present is that we'll have our last year after so much struggle, and that's hype. I just want to see what happens, you know?
I'm glad to see the life cycle go this far. If we give the game away this celebration, I'm glad that we can give it away and it didn't die away, you know, something like that.
It feels like a, I don't know, like graduating, you know?
Yeah,
like graduating high school, you know?
Yeah, it
That
does.
sucks.
Nah, in some ways it is, and it'll be good. So, Marcus, any shout outs?
I mean, it took 6 years, so we good.
We good. We got the degree in 6, baby.
Yeah, I want to say just shout outs to the Marvel community for, you know, like continuing to support this game through thick and thin. And then for people like supporting us, you know, and then shout outs to, I guess, good luck, I should say, not shout outs. Good luck to the 4 of you guys at your weekend endeavors, whether it be playing, commentating, or, you know, just trying not to get bodied. You know, so good luck and hope to hear some sick blow ups from you guys. And I'm going to be tuned into the stream chat, so I'm just going to be trying to absorb everything this weekend. So
the sponge,
yeah.
You and a lot of people, man. Thanks for coming on tonight, and we'll of course be back larger in charge next Tuesday. Marcus, Sam, any evening shout outs for you?
Of course, shout out to everyone who supports us, man. It's so awesome, and without you guys, honestly, where would we be, right? You know, we're just people here putting all the information and, you know, and putting all this stuff in front of you, and you guys are the ones who, you know, keep us going. So thank you so much for just being awesome, and I'm looking forward to, you know, how much more we can all do once Infinite comes out. So that's exciting.
Yes.
And shout outs to everyone who put all this Marvel stuff together for Evo. That's super hype, and that goes to show that even though we're already here at Evo, the community is not stopping with the support, not stopping with the organizing, and, you know, we're still doing it, right? And that's why we are kicking off the show on Sunday at the Mandalay Bay, because we worked for it, and, you know, we all deserve a pat on the back for that, the community and us and everything. So I'm just really, really excited. One more note, super big shout outs to the Curly Circuit and the Curly Finale.
Yeah.
We're going to have some details for you guys very, very, very soon. But I would encourage everyone who has participated in a Curly Circuit event this year to go look at the standings, see where you stand. Don't forget, we're going to have about 22 point qualifiers, top point qualifiers. So you might want to take a look and see exactly how close you are. I recently looked at the standings to see, you know, as of this day, you know, who would be qualified for the finale. And there are some surprises in there. And I think people might not be paying attention, but there are some wild cards in there right now based on points. We still have events participating. We have our 2 last chance qualifiers coming up, ECT and Pasadena Regionals. Winner gets a free trip to the finale. So just keep your eyes and ears open for more news, because we have a ton of stuff to tell you guys about the finale coming really, really soon, shortly after Evo. And we had to make some big changes to the event. Nothing too crazy, but it's all going to be awesome in the end.
Rest assured.
So just stick with us. Thank you guys.
Yeah, definitely soak it in, guys. And yeah, this is the end of Evo for, you know, the beginning of the end for Evo, but certainly not the beginning of the end for Marvel 3. We do have the Curly Finale coming up, and just like Bert just said, stay tuned for that. Seif, any closing shout outs for the evening? Anybody you'd like to say goodnight to, my friend?
Sure.
Sure.
Real quick, shout outs to Georgia. We had a pretty big local for Marvel, you know, and like Marvel is alive and well. and it's like really awesome to be in a scene where like we're still having like locals where people come out and still play and still grinding the game. I managed to win it, so yay me.
Hey.
It was like me and DatVip in grand finals, and it was a pretty cool set. But managed to win with 0 runs, Georgia, unfortunately, which is kind of sad. Like while Eddie was out, over at your place, I had to keep the 0 torch lit.
I got you, dog.
So,
I got you.
But yeah, big shout outs to all those dudes. We're currently like, I mean, I'm here at the podcast, but I know like all the Georgia dudes are like holed up in a room somewhere playing. We had like a long session last night, and Eddie and I got a bunch of games in. We're out here trying to go out with the bang. But that's my community going on so far. But big shout outs to everybody in the community as a whole. I can't wait to see everybody at Evo. If I haven't met you before, please say hi to any of us.
Hell yeah. Come on.
Like
Yeah,
we're friendly. I
seriously.
swear to God, I will not bite your hand off for nothing. Like people get really surprised, honestly, with how open we are to just like talk to you about just like anything, really, because we love knowing that there are other people that are invested as much as we are, even close to it. But yeah, don't be a stranger. We're all community. It's all good. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty crazy Evo. It'll be pretty emotional. Like to think, I personally, since I'm an 09er, I've never played a game through its like full life cycle
Right.
till now. So this will be weird.
I agree 100%. I'm viewing it from the same point. I'm a 09er as well. I have the same feelings with you, man. I'm right there with you. Shout out to everybody who's tuned in this evening. We had a great viewership.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
You always do so well. I appreciate that so much. And shout out to everybody who watches on YouTube as well. We love you guys. And it's been a crazy show. I want to do a quick run across because there's just so much. Shout outs to the PSG Classic. That will be Thursday evening. Again, the doors open at 7 p.m. the tournament starts at 7 p.m. So if you are local, take your $10, take your $20 if you want to enter the tournament. Get on down there and enter. Saturday night, we will have the Salty Suite from Jason Liu at the _anime lover. Midwest versus Southwest, Not Enough Damage versus Super Noon, Coach Steve versus I Heart Justice, YLT Cole versus Static Alpha. Free to enter. Hit him up on Twitter if you want some more details. And thank you again to UDF Events presenting the EVO 2017 Sunday night finisher, Salty Suite, the big kahuna, the big tuna, 5v5 Homecoming USA versus Japan, Dual Kevin versus Cloud 805, Ryan LV versus Apology Man. And shout outs to the FGC, shout outs to EVO. You guys have done it, man. We made it. We did it. I know a lot of clapping tonight, but I'm thankful. I am in a humble mood going into this weekend. Just like Steve said, if you see me, you want to come and talk, any of us, please, by all means, come up and let me know. I'd love to chat. I'd love to hear, what you have to say about Marvel.
This is actual. I'm bringing my spectators guide. If anyone wants one, just ask me.
Oh, bingo!
I'm bringing the last ones ever. Like it's done.
You still have?
I have.
You never
little.
sent me one.
I have this little. I'll take one for you, Marcus. I just have this. Okay.
Hell yeah!
Come see me if you want one. Okay, because they're gone. I'm not gonna do that again.
You should just give it out to all the people that you beat on stream on your way to first place. Top 8.
Oh, you're right.
Shouts
okay, nobody gets one. Thank you, Marcus.
Shouts to Jonas. Like, nah, that's just for me to be petty. Nah, the Spectators guide is fantastic. I didn't even know you still had any more. I'm glad that you're going to be handing them out. So definitely hit up Jonas if you'd like to get one of the last. And speaking of the last, I want to give some last shout-outs to our FGC podcast family. This is the ad we've been running. You might have been seeing it lately. But shout-outs to Best of 5 who went on before us. Best of V, 7 p.m. Eastern. They're on twitch.tv/Best of V show. They do a phenomenal job with Street Fighter, but they talk about all kinds of things as well. They had F-Champ on as well to talk about Marvel and the FGC. And after us will be Ultra Chin TV at 11 o'clock. So thank you both of them for the hosts and the press and helping get the word out. Shout out to the FGC podcast family, SDR, Super Desperation Radio on Monday nights, and Teen Spooky, our sister show. Shouts to all the great talent that's coming out from the FGC content creators. I really appreciate it. And we're growing into a small little nuclear family here, and it's kind of awesome. So thank you, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and close that out for the evening, the EVO 2017 pre-show. We will see you again next Tuesday at our usual time, where we will be delivering all of the updates following the World Championship Fighting Games. But for now, that's all. So y'all have a good weekend. Tune in. Come up and see us if you're there. Have a drink on us. Have a good time. Everybody have a fantastic evening. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I'll buy. I'm glad. I'm happy to buy. I'm happy to buy your drinks, man. I can't drink anymore, so all means, come get mine. I'll see you there. Come up and find me. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.